Midnight Muses here again, and I am doing my third video this week as promised. Actually today I have a special guest, kind of two special guests, because my cat is desperately trying to steal popcorn from my bestie Erika. She's not going to be on camera today. She is a fellow makeup artist, and actually I'm really excited that she's here. So I'm going to do like a proper kind of get to know me. I'm going to have her ask me whatever questions that she wants and I'm going to answer them. But I actually think it's really cool that she's here in particular because we're both makeup artists, but we're both kind of on opposite ends of the spectrum, where I am like super trained. I've done all kinds of different schooling for film, for theater, for creative, for special effects, and all of that kind of stuff, and she is self-taught. So I think it'll be really cool to get a bunch of questions from her, and while she's asking me questions, I'm just going to throw on some makeup like I do. I actually found some of my favorite items that I thought I had lost, so it's going to be kind of a fun day. It might be a long video, so heads up for that. But yeah, let's get started. All right, what's your first Salem, get out of the bag. What is your first question?
My first question is, how old were you when you first started getting into makeup?
Oh my god, I first started getting into makeup like really young, because I started dancing. I was in ballet first, and my mom put me in a ballet academy when I was 2 years old. So
oh my god,
yeah, a little baby dancer. So I was always into makeup. I remember like one of the first presents that I ever remember getting was this like big kind of like pink train case of like kids makeup. Salem, get out of my makeup. You were just into everything right now. But yeah, it was like this pink train case, and I had like a bunch of kids makeup in it, and like super red lipstick, because it was like probably like either like 1989 or 1990 or something like that, and it was just,
oh, so like before I was born.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm dating myself, but yeah. But it was like, I just have like memories of like running around with like little bits of makeup. I mean, like I'm putting lipstick everywhere because you know it's what you do, but like just being so happy about it. I've always loved makeup.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, so my second question is, what primer are you using, because it's blurring like a dream?
Oh, it's the Cover FX blurring primer. I got it in a BoxyCharm, I think in the summertime. And I put it away, but what I didn't realize was that I actually had two of those clear plastic like storage container things. Okay. And I put it in my bookshelf, and I thought I only had one there. So like there were things that I'm like, I love this, and I know I put it away, I didn't get rid of it, where'd it go? Well, I just realized that there is a second one behind the first one, and so I have this back. I also have my pretty vulgar eyeliner that everyone on here knows that I've been looking for a very long time, so that's exciting. Which I can't even use today because of all the brushes that I brought down to get ready for this video. I didn't bring down my liner brush, but it's okay. Next video. Next video. So what's your next question?
It's not more like a question, it's more like a statement.
Okay.
I apologize if I sound really crunchy right now.
With your popcorn.
I'm eating popcorn and I feel like, oh, I'm hungry.
That's fine. You're allowed to be hungry. We haven't actually eaten yet today. We've had protein shakes. We're gonna cook after this.
Yeah, and I'm having a
little snackaroo to get you through.
Is it like this Skinny Pop?
Skinny Pop, the Costco healthy popcorn. That's, well, you know, healthy. It's the have this instead of Doritos snack.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay. How many questions am I allowed?
As many as like I'm doing a whole makeup look. Yeah, like I don't care if this video is 40 minutes long. Go for it. Ask whatever you want. Okay.
What was your? Because I know since you have experience in doing makeup for film.
Yes.
What was your favorite memory, or like your favorite client, or like your favorite moment while doing film makeup? Like, do you have a favorite moment?
Okay, so.
Or a favorite look? Like, you know what I mean?
I have kind of an embarrassing story. Okay, my favorite like film that I worked on was like the superhero thing that I did. But my like favorite kind of, I guess, funny story to tell was just this short that I did. It was like just like one day filming, just like a short kind of like romance mystery movie thing. It's whatever. But the director and the guy that was running the film, he looked identical to Ryan Gosling.
What?
Like, it was like, kind of a day. And there was one point when, because there were only 2 actors that I was working with. It was, as I said, it was a short film, so there wasn't like anything crazy going on. But at one point, for lunch, he just went to a little bit of filming with the guy whose makeup was already done and organized and good for the time. And so he let me and the actress hang out in his apartment by ourselves for an hour where we could have lunch and I could touch up her makeup. And yeah, I definitely did a little bit of snooping. Which I don't know if I should be admitting to, but like we didn't like go like through any like drawers or anything. It was like anything like surface level, but like we definitely like checked out his DVDs and all that kind of stuff. And it was funny because like later in the day when he asked who our favorite director was, after noticing that he had a lot of Wes Anderson, we're like, oh, well, we love Wes Anderson. That's and I mean like I already knew who that director was, but like it was because he had all of those movies. I was like, oh yeah, no, that's my favorite director for sure. And it was like, oh my god, me too, I love it. It's like, dude, you let us roam free in your apartment for an hour. Like, do you not realize that we're giving you the answer that you know you're gonna want to hear?
Exactly.
But it was really good, and he took me out for fancy dinner after too, so it was nice. And it was probably one of my best paying jobs, even though it was a short, because when you work independent, getting paid can be a rare thing. And they actually covered my transportation, my kit fee, and paid me for the day and took me out to a fancy restaurant. So like that was like, you know, working with a really hot guy all day. The film went really well. Like everything worked out. Like it was just like a really good filming day. Though I will say, in terms of the other one that I did that I worked on for way longer, it was more of a like kind of like a family situation because you saw them like every day for like months on end, and you know. So that is like that was my favorite one, but funniest story was definitely the short that I did.
Exciting.
Yeah. All right. What's next for me?
My other question is, how do I get a cat off me?
A big fat 30-pound cat who desperately wants some pop. You have to move the popcorn if you want to get that cat to move. He's also,
how many bruises am I gonna get?
Oh, you're gonna get a lot of cat-shaped bruises because there's a lot of weight on those tiny little runt paws.
I'm putting the popcorn away.
Oh, he's on top of a blanket now. He'll be happy.
It's fine. I have to stop eating anyway.
he likes chilling on my blanket. It's a white blanket, and it's his mission in life to turn anything that's like white black, because like, you know, he's a black cat. So it's like, no, you can't have white things around me. It all must be black. That's why I have to wash it like every 3 days. All right. Got another question for me? While I put on my concealer?
That is absolutely the most beautiful concealer I've seen.
ColourPop.
It's ColourPop?
It's ColourPop.
Oh, the one that you always order because you love it so much.
Yes, the one that like I literally obsessively talk about in every single video, that I'm like, it's my ColourPop no filter concealer that I will wear until I die. And I just did that order where I have like 2 years worth of it now, and I'm like, yes.
Oh, good.
So happy.
All right. I was gonna ask you. After, just because I can hear him purring. Yeah. Just because right now you have a lot of liquid makeup on.
Yes.
What do you, if you use any type of setting powder, or do you do the baking formula? Like
I don't bake at all.
You don't bake at all?
I don't bake at all. And it's funny because like as a makeup artist, I get a lot of people that are like, excuse me, what do you mean you don't bake? It's like, no, I have passed 30.
No.
I don't bake.
That is a lot of powder and extra dryness that you know.
But I don't need it. And you know, we've had spring weather for all of a day and a half.
Yeah.
And my skin's already getting oilier, but if I bake like under my eyes, it's like no. So what I do, because like today is warmer and I know that my skin's gonna get oily, like I'm using my Pretty Vulgar powder.
Okay.
I usually use my Nude by Nature because that's like my jam, but it is a much more hydrating powder. This one's much more of like a matte finish. Oh. So I'll do a light dusting of this one if I know that my skin might get a little bit more oily throughout the day. And then what I would rather do is, if I have to, I'll take like a smaller brush and do a little extra around my nose. Not when I first do my makeup because it'll get crunchy, but...
Did you say crunchy?
Crunchy, yes.
I love that term.
But if I need a touch up, I'll take a little, because this has like a little bit, I don't know if you can see, has a little bit of pigment in it, and I can just put a little bit of extra of that like around my nose if I need it, and that will give me all that I need because I'm covered. Because like that freaking Born This Way foundation just covers everything. And today I did mix it with my BB cream, which I did find my NYX BB cream.
Oh, good.
Which is too dark for me right now because I'm ghost. But I wanted to have a slightly lighter formula because again it's warm. And once it gets warm, I walk away from full coverage very fast and go into the light coverage, which I know you hate me for, but
light coverage.
Light coverage.
Can't relate.
Light coverage, no, yeah.
I can't relate to that. But I'm happy it works for you.
Yes.
I'm just a very red tomato. So I need...
You're a tomato right now because you have red hair dye on your forehead.
Okay, well, yeah.
Which is another reason why she's not on camera, by the way. We dyed her hair earlier and...
It's just a red mess.
It looks really fantastic, and it's funny because like I do hair and all of that, and I didn't put dye on her forehead when I dyed it, which means that she somehow managed to do that while she was washing it out.
My hair.
So I'm not taking the blame for the red hair dye on the forehead.
I also have some on my hands.
I did also give her my red toning conditioner to use because I'm like, oh, it'll like make it more vibrant because she was using a darker kind of red. She was using a bauxite, which I'm always against. But you know, I can't stop people from doing what they want to do. So I was like, at least take my, you know, my salon toning conditioner to like really boost it and give it that tone.
And it was beautiful.
Yes, she loves it very much, but she did also give herself a red forehead and hands. So, but she will come on video with me one day. We've already talked about it.
We have.
But yes, we have. We're both gonna have our makeup done, and we're both just gonna have like, when I do one of like my random chatty videos, and we're gonna talk about like how we met and all that kind of stuff. So this one is more of a get to know me, and the next one will be a get to know both of us and like how we met and our story. And we'll talk a lot more about like the difference between self-taught and academically trained makeup artists. But yeah, what's your next question for me?
My next question is, when you apply a highlighter, and there's a lot of like, not controversy, but people have a preference on applying it with a fan brush or a condensed brush. I'm personally team condensed because it gives me more coverage. Haha, coverage highlights me. Okay. But what is your opinion on it? Like, do you like the fan brush? Like, do you use one? Do you hate it?
Actually, it's fine because like I have like my two brush jars right here. I have my face brush and then my eye brushes. I have 3 different highlighter brushes in my face brushes. I have one of every other brush that I use. 3 highlighter brushes.
Of course.
But what you don't see in there is a fan brush. I'm not big into the fan brushes. Not to say that I don't ever use them. Actually, I have a fan brush in my bridal brush belt because I find that for bridal, I love using the fan brush because for bridal, you don't want to have that super, super high intense beam. You want to have that kind of very glow from within. And the fan brush really, really does that beautifully and quite quickly, really too. And if you do want to have spots where you want to have it be like that little bit more, you just pinch it and then do like right up there and you'll really have that like little bit of a bang, but everything else will be like very kind of like natural and beautiful and harmonious. So yeah, but in my set of face brushes, you will not find a fan brush because I don't do natural highlight because I like to, as my boyfriend will say, what is it? Something from space. He's like, your highlighter's from space.
Oh yeah, you can see it from space.
You can see. No, he doesn't say you can see it from space. He's like, highlighter from space, and I'm like, I don't think you have the sentence right, sir. But okay.
Oh, that's funny.
Yes, he's sweet. And at least he appreciates all like the work that I put into doing with the makeup and stuff, and that is like very much and I'm quite lucky to have it because most guys are very much in the whole like, oh, you wear a lot of makeup.
I know.
Like,
How about I do what I want? If you don't like it, bye.
See, I know. Well, I think when I really like, I knew that I loved him from like the first day I met him, but like when I really know, it was like, yes, you are my person. Was probably about, oh, I'm hitting the table, I shouldn't do that. Was about 4 months into dating, and he bought me a blue glittery liquid lipstick and was like, I think this would look beautiful on you. And I was like, oh, you are my person. You understand.
Like a beauty guru's dream.
Yeah. I was like, oh my gosh.
You got me sparkling lipstick.
And blue, like it was like a navy blue with like a whole bunch of like the galaxy glitter in it.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
Kat Von D before she went crazy and you can't use her products anymore.
Okay. That's awesome.
Yeah.
The gesture was beautiful.
Yes.
What is your favorite blush of all time?
I can't give like a one-stop shop answer on that, just because, as you know, I have that weird pigmentation thing where I go from completely cool tone to completely warm tone.
Okay.
So for me, my makeup changes very drastically throughout the year, because in the fall and the spring I'm neutral, in the summer I'm warm toned, and in the winter I'm cool toned. It's kind of all over the place. So I have different blushes to go depending on what my undertone is.
Okay, so as a guess part 2, for this season, what's your favorite?
I've actually really been loving this like little book that I got, and I think I actually got this in Ipsy, like the Ipsy extras.
Okay.
So it's the Tarte Double Duty Beauty. Just because it has this like super cool toned pink, but then it has this one, but it's not like a pure peach, it's a very pinky peach, and so I blend the two together, and so I can still have that kind of like warmth in my cheeks, but it's not so much that it's off-putting from like the other makeup. So I like that. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Where did I put my highlighter? The beautiful highlighter.
The highlight.
Actually, you know what? I do like to set my face, and I did set it too much yesterday, because I find that with this one, because it has the coconut oil, that as beautiful as it is, if you put on too much, your makeup will break apart. And I was feeling really dry yesterday, so I was like, just let me load it up. But then like 2 hours later, I was like, oh, this has become a cakey, breaky, aparty mess that needs to just go. But a light hand with this, and it's like, wow.
A little bit goes a long way.
Yeah, very long way. Which is it's the Too Faced Hangover RX, the replenishing spray, and it has coconut water and stuff in it. I have no idea. I did read the ingredients before I bought it, so I know I can use it. I'm not allergic. She knows the story of my crazy allergies. I actually lived with her, so she knows my allergies more than most people do, and can tell you just how like insane it is to live with me, because it sucks.
Like, oh, here, you can have this. Why? I'm allergic.
Yeah.
Like, oh, hey, do you want this? No, I can't eat. I'm allergic.
Like that item that I opened yesterday, that Skin Iceland lip balm that I was so excited for, because I've heard so much about Skin Iceland. It, like everybody on Instagram is always there's always like videos about it, and it's always everywhere. Yep, no, can't use it. So
it's okay.
She's gonna get it, and then she'll tell me how she likes it.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
It's highlight time. And I find that if I put my highlight on after I have kind of like set my skin with the setting spray, it gives it that extra beam.
Oh, I do that too.
Yeah. Because I know a lot of people, they'll spray the highlighter with the setting spray, but I don't like to do that, because then I find too much of the setting spray eventually gets into the highlighter itself and can damage the formula.
Like, yeah.
Also, I highlight my nose, and I don't care about anyone who has anything to say about it. I like an extremely highlighted face, and I think I like this brush better for this highlight, because it really brings out the glow, and I just like to be super glowy. Oh yeah. Whoa, yeah, on camera I can really see it. It's good. It's good.
So you're using the Ofra?
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously.
I know I got that other one. And I'm like, I'll just use it as a highlight for my eyeshadow, because how can I not use Oprah? And it's funny, I was actually just watching a video right before you came here about someone who was like bitching about them and being like, oh, I don't know why everyone loves them. They suck so much. And she's like, I got Rodeo Drive and it was too dark for me. And it's like,
okay, so you have the wrong shade.
So you have the wrong shade. I have Rodeo Drive too. I tried it in a video, so the same thing. I'm like, oh shoot, this is too dark. It'll work in the summer. I'll hold on to it till then, because in the summertime I tend to have issues with highlighters, because I have so many winter highlighters that when it comes to summer, it's like,
Oh, this is white.
Well, you kind of work, but you've got a bit of a white cast. I'm actually really, really happy to have it, and it's massive, so it'll last until the end of time.
Yeah, it will.
Well, probably not with the way that I use highlighter, but like I had the On the Cusp Color Pop. I went through that whole thing in the summer season.
I remember.
And I got that on my birthday, which is the smack middle of summer. And I finished it before I got pale.
Oh my god.
I use a lot of highlighter. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
Highlighter's good for you, I promise.
It's not a problem, I promise.
That's not a problem. It's all good.
Before you move on.
Yes.
Okay, wait.
Yes. Okay.
What beautiful brush did you use to apply that highlighter? Because
Actually, a BH brush.
really?
Yeah.
Where'd you get that?
From BH Cosmetics.
What?
Online.
Online.
They have crazy deals all the time, and they had this thing where it was like 50% off. I literally got a whole brush set from them for, I think it was like $20, and then I got both of these. This one came with the brush set, and then this one was like $3. They're little
so
marbly guys.
cute.
Yeah, so it was, and as I say all the time, buying stuff in Canada can be really difficult. That was like, oh yeah, that's a good deal. I spent like $28 and got, and it was free shipping too. Like they had like a deal where it was like 40-something% off, and if you spend over 20, it was free international shipping. And I was like, yes, please. So I have a lot of them. So all the ones that have the marble handles are my BH brushes.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out what I want to use as my transition for today. Use my shooting star for my Dream Street palette. All right, what's next?
Let me think. Do you have a favorite makeup brand or no?
It's hard because there are so many makeup brands that I love for so many different things and different reasons. Like back in the day, I would have said Kat Von D, which is why I'm so heartbroken. And then she came out with that like obviously bullshit video from last week being like, I'm not anti-vax. And it's like, well, you know, if I knew that telling people would have done that, I wouldn't have said anything. And now I'm just not going to say anything. It's like,
but
so you are still anti-vax. Okay, cool. And then she was saying, because all the anti-Semitic stuff came up as well. But she has like 6 different things that are like proving that she's that way. And she would only quote everything else. So it's like, okay, so and saying how because she's Latina, she can't be anti-Semitic. And it's like,
huh?
No, that doesn't. And I'm speaking to a Latina right now. You should see her face. She's like, what the hell is she talking about? So, yeah.
My Latina sister, what happened to
I
you?
know, it's so heartbreaking. But I would say probably right now, ColourPop is probably my favorite brand just because I am yet to find a product from them that I don't like. I mean, I haven't tried their foundation. I don't think I'm going to because it is a matte foundation. And as much as I love the concealer, which is a matte concealer, I'm okay with a matte concealer because I don't have to set it as much. I don't have to worry about baking. But with a matte foundation, especially since, you know, I'm not a spring chicken anymore.
Oh my god.
She's
still young, you guys.
I do. You are so much younger than me.
What do you mean? I'm like 3 years younger.
4 years younger. And you're a 90s baby. I'm an 80s baby. Big difference. Big difference.
Not that much.
Enough. You are not even 30 yet. I'm working towards my mid-30s.
As if.
Ah.
As if.
True.
Well.
True.
You still
True
look like a
story.
spring chicken.
Thank you. I do appreciate that. I would want to look like a spring chicken for as long as I can. But yeah, probably ColourPop just because I haven't tried something that I don't like. And at this point, I have quite a lot of their stuff. I have tons and tons of their eyeshadows. I live on their concealers. I've even tried their matte lips, and I know a lot of people hate them. I love them, but I mean, I use the Kat Von D just fine, and I find their formula to be way more comfortable. So and they have a decent selection. I have this emerald green, which is just fantastic. It does not match this outfit today, so I'm not gonna wear it, but it's beautiful. I know, because you're a Slytherin, you want me to wear it. When we do our video together, maybe then I'll wear it, or maybe we'll do our Harry Potter colors and you can wear it and I'll do like the whole like red and gold Gryffindor thing.
Good idea.
Yes. But no, all in all, like I haven't tried something from them that I don't like. Their prices, like you can't beat them. And yeah, you do have to order it online. Like you can't buy it in store, but they also do a lot of sales. They do a lot of like influencer sales where it's like pick your favorites, which my things that I want are always in those anyway. And they always have a thing where if you spend a certain amount, it's free international shipping. So I just wait for them to have a sale. And then I buy all of like the things that I know I'm going to need to last for a very long time. And then I shop from them once, maybe twice a year, but usually just once. But I don't need to shop from them anymore because I'll just like bulk get all the things that I want. Yeah. So yeah, probably ColourPop. And they're also cruelty free. And I've done a thing where I'm like really transitioning everything over cruelty free. Probably for the last 2 years. I've only bought one thing that's not cruelty free, which was a Maybelline foundation, because I was just like at my wit's end with foundation, as you know, like it was a problem. But I won't buy cruelty free. If I have something that's been like given to me, that's not, I'll use it, because to me it's just as wasteful to throw something in the garbage as it is to
I know what you mean.
Not, yes, as to buy it. So like if, because I have an aunt that works for MAC, so I get MAC stuff sometimes, and I will use it because it's given to me. But I will not go out and buy anything. So I love that ColourPop is cruelty free, but they are also really, really affordable. Their products are just, they work so well. They blend so beautifully, and it's, I don't know. They're probably my favorite brand right now. And they have really cool collections. I think they've come out with too many collections recently, but you can say that of literally every brand in the last like 2 years. It's like there's a new collection every month, and it's like,
whoa,
what's going on? It's like, who are you people like catering to that have all this money to just like buy a new whole collection every month? Like that's the one thing I don't understand. But other than that, like that's my only issue. But as I said, that's kind of an issue that I'm having. I don't know why this like line keeps popping up right here. I don't know what that is. But that's my that's my issue with every brand, is why is everything, why do we have to have so many collections all the time? Like I don't have money for this.
Oh
yes,
sorry, I'm totally like, can I have a mint?
Yes, you can have one of the senior moments mints.
It's hilarious.
Unless you would prefer one of the after dick mints.
No, what the heck is that?
The random mint things that you'll find in my house that don't even belong to me. You don't want to know who they belong to.
Oh God.
But yeah, what's your next question besides the senior moments mints?
Oh. Where did you go to school?
I went to 2 schools for makeup. The first school I went to, actually, I was studying hair, but they had a kind of like do everything program, where it was you could do makeup, you could learn to be a nail technician, a wax technician, as well as a hairstylist. So I just did the full program, and yeah, why not, right? And because originally, because my dad wasn't on board with me doing the whole artist thing, just because being in an immigrant family, you know, it's the, you know, they didn't move here for you to have a better life to become an artist, which was difficult, I think, for both of us, because I can't be anything other than a creative person, and he just, and it's not that he had an issue with me being an artist, it's that he just wanted to make sure that I would survive and not live on the street to, you know, support my art kind of thing. He didn't want me to struggle forever. So we've come a long way since those early days, but I couldn't go to art school because of that, and I couldn't afford to go on my own, because even though I was working, I don't know. I think I was just shopping a lot at that time, to be honest. I don't have a good excuse for not being able to afford school, because I was working. So I went to hair school and did that, and there was, at the end of our makeup course, where we just got our certificate, there was a competition which I won, and I did a Vargas pinup look. It turned out really cool. I really, really loved it. And my teacher was like, you know what, you're too good for this, you need to study film. Like, that's, like, you have the talent to actually do something in this industry, which was like, oh, because it's like,
nice to hear.
it was really, really nice to hear, especially with like growing up with like, you know, having people not really be supportive and be like, kind of like, no, you can't do that, like you'll fail, like that's not the life we want for you. Having someone be like, oh no, screw that, you have the talent, like, and you work hard, like go do it. So I went to work. I ended up not finishing the hair program. I did all the schooling, but I didn't do the downstairs apprenticeship because I didn't get along with the owners. But which you know all about. But I do want to finish getting my hair license because I think that I've been doing so much more hair again recently and I've been falling back in love with it. And the main reason why I didn't finish my hair license, actually the 100% reason, was because of all of like the cattiness and the gossip between all the girls. I'm not that kind of person. I'm not a gossipy person. I don't care what you look like. I don't care what movies you like, what music you like as long as you're a decent person, like that's literally all I care about. So going to a school that was basically like one big popularity contest, well, I have never been the popular girl, so I did not fit in at all. So that was a problem. And then it came down to like, do I really want to work in an industry where everyone's like this? Like, I'll hate myself. Like, as much as I love being creative, and I do love doing hair, we have other hairstylists in my family. Actually, I went to the school that I did because my cousin went there. But it's like, I don't want to be in an industry where people are like this every day. That's horrible. Mm-hmm. So I left and I worked and I worked and I worked. And then my aunt actually helped me apply to Sheridan, where I did their makeup techniques and management. And I got in. It was funny. I told my dad like a week before I left, like, hey, by the way, I'm moving next week. What? Yeah, I'm going to art school. See ya. Because it is like an actual art school as well. And my roommate was a illustrator, and she had fine arts. And then she also did special effects artistry, which is not the same as special effects makeup. Like, she was the one that would like build the creatures. So it was really cool because I ended up learning how to do that too. Like, I know how to make my own ball caps and stuff, because I could have stayed an extra year and done that course, but it would have been an extra $10,000, and since I was putting myself through school, I couldn't afford to do that, especially since I had very, very, very high grades and very, very high scores for my first 3 semesters, but in my final semester, because I have PTSD and we had to study burns, I kind of had a bit of a breakdown and I kind of set back my grades a little bit. Like, I still graduated on time and everything, but like I had to fight to do it. But therefore I lost like so many grants, so I couldn't stay on another year because of that semester. But I learned everything from her, and we had the same teacher, so like it was just like we could go and ask questions. Like, it was fantastic. So I would not give up that education from anything. The one thing I will say, which I know everybody tells you when it comes to going to college, and people are like, oh yeah, whatever, but you make of that experience like you make that experience, you know. I remember when I graduated, I was the only person in my entire program who did a film as their placement, because like, you know, like you always have that time in college where it's like you go, everyone was doing retail, and it's like out of 90 people, I was literally the only one to actually like go and talk to people and get work on a film. It's you have to work hard, you have to be willing to kind of step out of your comfort zone, like go and do stuff, go and talk to people. Like, you have to be willing to work, and you have to be willing to try new experiences and do things. If you're not, then yeah, it's gonna suck, because essentially you're being lazy. Mm-hmm. If you're being lazy and you're not working hard, why are your teachers gonna work hard for you? They're not, you know?
Makes sense.
Yeah. Gotta pull this up close so I can see what I'm doing.
So which eyeliner are you using?
I'm using the Physicians Formula brush tip liner, which is okay.
Which is okay.
It's not tattoo liner, like desperately trying to replace that liner right now. And I've been making videos about my desperate attempts to replace that eyeliner. This is the best one I've come across so far. Just because it works in the same way as a tattoo liner, because it is the brush tip, so it's very soft. It glides very, very well. It's just not nearly as pigmented.
Oh, so you have to go over it a lot?
Yeah, you gotta build it up. And it does build up, which is what matters. If it didn't build up, it would have already been in the trash. Because I ain't got time for that. But it does build up. It just, you gotta work it a little bit. And the other thing is it's not very smudge proof. And that's the biggest kicker, because it's like right now it's like, I completely was blocking my face there. But right now, when it's like cold and whatnot, you're not really getting like super sweaty when you're running around outside. But I have noticed that, you know, every now and again when I feel like working out and I don't feel like taking off my makeup before I work out, because I always work out in the evenings, that it'll be like all like down my cheek, and it's like, oh, come summertime, this is gonna be a problem. But I did find my Pretty Vulgar liner, and I did start using that in the summer, and that did not move at all. So that was good. The only thing with the Pretty Vulgar liner, because it's a gel liner, right? So gel liners are pretty easy to work with, and they're pretty smudge proof. But I have hooded lids, so if I have shadow on, it stays perfectly, doesn't move. But if I'm just trying to do like a quick like liner, mascara, brows, and lipstick and out the door, it will go up on my upper lid. It needs the shadow to kind of like block it from doing that. So, that's true. And that's kind of annoying, because in the summertime, I feel like, as you know, I skip foundation and stuff. Yeah. Quite a lot. Which again, I know you hate me for, but
I love you. I just don't agree with that. I mean, if I had your perfect skin, I would too.
I don't have perfect skin.
Well, I feel like you do.
I appreciate that thing.
It's like, oh, I can just walk out the door.
I do work hard on my skin.
Oh, I do want to do a mask later.
Yeah, that's fine. We could do a mask. You can try out that Tatcha mask that I hate. I still have one kicking around.
And I'll use that lip thing.
Yes,
you can't wear, but I can try, because I'm not allergic to it.
Yep, the Skin Iceland. I actually have it like right on the ground next to you somewhere.
Okay, cool.
I love when my eyelashes decide to just randomly go right down and into my eye. Like, I don't know why it does that. But yeah, any other questions for me while I'm, you know, slowly finishing off my look for the day?
What is like one makeup tip that you would give to anyone out there? Like if they're just starting out, like let's say like they've done the whole like BB cream and mascara, and they want to take it that one step further. Like, is there like an eyeshadow tip you want to give them, or?
I think my biggest tip that I could give to anybody when it comes to makeup is learn color theory, really.
I agree with that. Yeah.
And I think like growing up as an artist, like not just a makeup artist, but like as just an artist, color theory is one of my favorite things. You know, I use it for all my paintings and all that. But that really helps you so much. Another thing that I would probably say, which is really important, is know your face, know your bone structure. Not just like for contour, because like contour, obviously you want to like feel where your cheekbones are. It could be like, okay, I need to go right under here. Like that's where you can see my bronzers here, highlight above, blush in the center. But that was like the thing when I was learning theater makeup. The way that you applied makeup, they actually wouldn't tell you apply highlighter to your brow bone. They'd say, or to your brow, they'd be like, apply highlighter to your occipital bone. See, like you had to know the bones of the face, and they would tell you based on the bones where they wanted to have the makeup done. And that's such an important thing, because if you know where the bones are, you know how to cast shadow, you know how to cast light, and you can really contour your face. And like that's one thing that Sean says all the time, because you know, I love that whenever you do makeup, like you completely change the shape of your face. And he's like, and it's really fun because it's like, you know, we go on dates and I feel like I'm going out with a different version of you all the time. So it's always fun and always exciting because you can change your face in so many different ways just with makeup.
It's like having 17 different girlfriends.
Yeah.
But with the same heart.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's you know, it's fun. But yeah, if you understand your face, like even if it's like okay, my crease is here, and understanding like how shapes work. Like I have endless lid space. So I bring my transition up considerably higher than, like, you have this like a similar eyes to me. So you probably do the same thing. You bring up your transition shade and a lot of time your crease shade higher than your actual crease to kind of give the effect of having a larger eye. And as I talk on here all the time, I have very downcast eyes. So for me, I make sure that my wings go like quite upwards. Because if I don't, then I will look like a 20s flapper, which don't get me wrong, is a great look, but not, it's not one of those like everyday, especially like an everyday spring look, like, yes, let me just look like a sad, droopy flapper right now. But it does make doing flapper makeup on me super easy because I have the eye shape for it. And especially like this, where like this area on me is very, very small. So it easily does that like brow, where it's like that brow and the shadow that like goes like deep right here, and then like the eyebrow arches up and goes right back down. Like my face naturally does that. So yeah, really cool. If you ever need to do a flapper look for a photo shoot, I have the face.
That's awesome.
All right, on to brows.
What do you do next? Brows.
Yeah, my hilarious brows. My blonde brows. Like, look how blonde my brows are. So blonde. I'm so blonde. I have like auburn strawberry blonde brows. I'm like black eyebrow gel.
Is that black? No.
It's black. Like... It's black.
Are you sure? It looks
yeah.
brown from here.
It is black. It's the NYX black. It's
Oh, it's like the very, very, very dark brown looks black on.
It's kind of, well, it's I sometimes just can't talk at all. Me, not just in front of the camera, just me every day, everywhere. No, actually, again, I said this in my last video. I like it because it's not a pure black. It's kind of like more like a gray kind of brownie, but like very ashy gray.
Okay.
So it gives you that kind of like shadow where it's like, it doesn't look like you're putting eyeliner on your eyebrows. Which is...
I've seen that look on people.
Oh my gosh.
Cringy.
The Best Buy by where we live. There's this one girl there. Oh my god. It's like...
She works there?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
There's like a thick Sharpie. And
you're like, sweetie.
And the thing is like, yeah, it's like, I'm not even like thinking mean things. It's like, I'm literally just thinking like, oh my god, like, can I please like just can like...
blend it out and...
do your brows for you. And she's blonde. And it's like...
She's blonde.
She's blonde, and it's not like, you know how when you see them do like the marker eyebrows, it's like that thin one. No, hers are like thick and very round, and it's like, I just want to show you how to do it because she's so pretty. Like, she's such a pretty little thing, and it's like,
she's ruining her face.
Yeah, it's like, I just want to show her how to do them to make them look really nice. And it's funny because like when I saw, she's like, every time I see her, she's like, oh my gosh, your brows are so nice. And I want to be like, yes, let me show you how to do this, please.
I would just give her my card and be like, hey, do you want to take one of my classes?
I know.
Like
I need to start teaching classes again. That's actually like something that I really, really love doing. And I think it's kind of is kind of like an end goal for me. Like right now I love being creative, I love doing shoots, I love doing all that kind of stuff, but I love teaching. And I've done a few different kinds of teaching. Like I did teach at a high school at one point. I did an after school program, and I've also done like teaching classes at work where
for the gala and stuff.
Yeah. Well, actually not there was
separate. Was it separate, right?
Well, because we had to do so many galas per year. And so what in the cold season when like, because you don't need to have two big galas, So before I had to go on sick leave for the small galas, she would just let me do classes and be like, just bring people in and like teach them about contour, or like whatever the customers were interested at the time. Be like, whatever the biggest interest is, just have them come in and teach them how to do that. And I was like, yeah, okay, works for me. We're gonna be eating a lot of food tonight, so I'm not going to put on a heavy lipstick because we gotta make some risotto. So I'm just gonna use my Tarte super sparkly lip gloss because it's sparkly. And
a lip gloss?
A lip gloss. It's like the only one I have.
So 2,500 lipsticks and 2 lip glosses.
Mm-hmm.
A lip gloss? This is okay. Sorry if I sound really shocked to you guys, but Sarah with lip gloss on, it's like unheard of. It's like a blue moon.
I know.
But it looks beautiful.
I do it on here actually quite a lot because it's like
you
I
do?
was like, yeah, I don't want to put on lipstick right now because I'm gonna go eat. Like literally at the end of like probably 70% of my videos is like, I'm gonna put lipstick on later, but I'm gonna go eat right now. So whatever.
Because I'm used to your black lipstick and red lipstick.
Oh
right?
yeah, always.
Oh, like on
yeah, and I literally have like my red lipstick like right here to put on after I eat.
Of course.
Yeah.
You can't before.
No, never. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. And I know this was a super long video, but yeah, I never really did a proper get to know me, so hopefully you were interested in this. Hopefully you made it all the way to the end. And love you guys so much. If you like this video, hit like. If you want to see more, hit subscribe, and I will see you again soon. All right, bye.